Hey, and welcome to Celebrate Life. I'm April, and I've invited Kelley Sheppard to be with me today, and we're going to be sharing a little bit of information about how she's celebrating life, what she feels the celebration of life is about. And one of the areas and one of the modalities that we both use and we both work with is the energy emerging healing modality. And so I've asked Kelley to join me here on our beautiful outdoor decking today, and we just want to talk and visit. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Kelley.
you for having me.
I'm so glad you got to come, and you're getting ready to go on another journey. You're getting
big
ready
adventure.
to
Yes.
change locations once again. She's going back with her family, and she's going to start a new path and a journey doing her extension of the work that we do together.
In the new place that is to be determined.
That's right.
Yeah, we haven't
That's
quite
right.
figured that out yet. We just know we're going, and that's exciting.
Yeah. Kelley, tell us a little bit about your story.
I like to begin my story, at least with this part of my path, with when I met April, which was the fall of 2006 when I started the dental hygiene program in Alaska. I was a very stressed college student, and that particular semester I had my children with me, and my husband was in Juneau, and I was single parenting, and I really needed help, but I was really scared to get it. And a little birdie had told me about Howling Down the Moon, which was the store you had at the time in Wasilla. And I flew in the door and flew out quite a few times. And literally, I remember just, the energy was so amazing, and it scared me at the time, honestly, because I knew I needed it, and I think as humans we sort of have a tendency to run away from that which can truly be beneficial.
Finding our biggest blessings.
Yes. So it took me a few years, and about 2008, after I graduated from the dental hygiene program, that's when I really started to look at the classes that you offered, really think about my life, and know that where I wanted to go spiritually and just with gaining more wisdom, period, is something that you could teach me. So then I became a little bit more of a permanent student.
I remember when you first came in, and you would come in, and I'd look at you and I'd say, yep, she'll be back. It was one of those, because there was a hunger in your heart to learn and to grow. And one of the things that really resonated really well with you, besides the oils and the crystals and the different things that we've worked with, was the energy emerging healing modality.
Yep, that was huge. I had, prior to meeting you, I had been in therapy. You know, our parents do the best they can, but things happen, and I was on a few different prescriptions for anxiety. I had so severe panic attacks that, you know, when they would ask you to score them or whatever, I was, you know, over the 10, and just they were so severe and very debilitating. I thought I was going crazy, maybe becoming schizophrenic. It was really nuts. And so I had started going to counseling, and it was very helpful. I am very thankful for the woman who helped me a lot, but it just didn't get it all done. There was still the memory, and there was a lot of healing, but it just wasn't on, you know, I was searching for that other level. The medicines, I hated the way they made me feel. Some of them I felt like, you know, my body's moving, but I'm way outside of my body, and I couldn't, you know, cry. I had no emotions. And then others physically, I remember this one time, it made one of my pupils dilate huge, and the other one was small. Apparently I'm the only one that's ever had that problem. And so I kind of realized these medicines aren't I needed something different and something more. And you know, I had been looking at the catalog, and
the class catalog,
and I was like, okay, I knew I needed it, but, you know, like I said, I'm resistant, I procrastinate.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do. We all go through those phases. And then you had the dragons.
I did have the
that
dragons.
came forward for you, and those are, go ahead and share that little tidbit of a story there.
The dragons were some crystals which miraculously appeared in my life. It was a bag of crystals that my husband, we had gone on vacation, and I returned home, and he stayed to work. And when he came back, he pulled out this orange bag full of crystals. It's like, here's your rocks. And I was like, well, what do you mean, here's my rocks? And we were in Florida. There's no rocks in Florida. I can't go rock digging down there as far as I know. And at the time, I had been attending these meetings with you in these classes, and I brought them in, and I was like, hey, what are these? And come to find out, they said that I was able to go into the Cave of Knowledge and Wisdom and bring out the crystals and use them to help with my healing and my learning, and do readings and go forward on that journey as well. And I don't think that would have been possible if I hadn't already had healing sessions and been, because that thing was such a weird, strange circumstance that if prior to having energy healing and really letting go and being aware that there's more to this existence and more to around us, I probably would have thrown them in a drawer and never thought of them. I would not have recognized them for what they were.
You were at that place of receptivity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to get there, but I finally did.
Excellent, excellent. And now when you've gone through the trainings, you've gone through the evolution of being someone who was skeptical, being someone who was wrapped up in finding their identity, their purpose, their path, and you've moved from being that person who's seeking and looking and have come into that place of being that person who is there and is now beginning to offer healing sessions, beginning to offer some of the different readings and some of the different things that are going on. What do you think would be a good definition for how that all fits in together in your puzzle?
If I could sum it up in one word, I'd say completion.
Okay.
I had known, my whole life, I had known I was going to do something different and great. And I know that might sound a little arrogant, but I felt that way ever since I was little. I knew when I was little I could make potions and heal people. I went through my mom's spices like crazy. It drove her nuts. But I knew I had the medicine within me, and I could do that. I've always been, I think the word is empathetic. If somebody's hurt, I can feel their pain. And I have always known that I would help people in some way. So I feel having done the energy merging and learning it, and how much it's opened up and brought me into awareness about life and the beauty around us and how things really are, it feels like it's complete. And it's funny you use the word puzzles, because I love putting puzzles together.
and it's interesting because in that completion comes that fulfillment of those dreams, fulfillment of those processes that we're all going to go through. And that's a celebration. That's a reason to celebrate. That's a reason to be exuberant about what's going on in your life and where your life is going.